Hi guys, this is Pete, and this is my point of view on the upcoming game between Manchester United and Fulham away at Craven Cottage. Today, I just want to go into a couple of polls that I put out there on Twitter. Just my view on how I think the game's going to go, my predicted starting 11, and then into some comments I got on that starting 11 and just kind of what you guys think about the game as well. So to start off with the polls, I put two polls out there today. The first poll I put onto Twitter was should Garnacho start versus Fulham. This poll got 71 votes, which is really good, and so no got 6% of the votes, and overwhelmingly 94% of you guys said yes, which is a massive percentage. Obviously he did impress when he came off the bench the other day, so clearly he impressed a lot of you guys. For me, I think he might be on the bench, but if he did start, I wouldn't really have a problem with it. The next poll was, does Ronaldo come back into the starting 11 on a Sunday? This was before I knew that he hadn't trained with the team, and also that he's not now travelled, so obviously it's a bit of a non-starter, but we'll go through the poll anyway. So I put three options out there: yes, no, and shouldn't be in the squad. So shouldn't be in the squad got 5%. 15% of you guys said yeah, he should be in the starting 11, and 80% said no. This poll got 40 votes, so it's quite a good thing. Yeah. Obviously, I think if he would have been fit, I still mostly wouldn't have given him the start. I'd have had him on the bench, if like as a backup to Martial, because I just think that he's not been in great form this season. So now we're just going to go into my thoughts on the game. Where I think the game's going to be won and lost. Like most games, I think this game's going to be won and lost in the midfield. I'm hoping that the midfield two that we put out are going to control the game, pass the ball well, really play the way Ten Hag wants to play. Obviously tomorrow I'm thinking we're going to have Martinez back in the squad, possibly next to Lindelof, and I just think that suits our style of play better. I don't think we'll be as susceptible to the counter as we were in the Carabao Cup on Thursday. So I'm hoping that's the case, and that we see us play a high line and try and control possession of the game and dictate the game to Fulham. Obviously Fulham have been in really good form, they're ninth in the table before the game today, I think. So they're not a team to be trifled with. There is team news that they are most probably going to be missing Mitrovic, which I think is a massive plus for us. I think obviously with Martinez I feel comfortable, but with Mitrovic's strength up against Lindelof, it would worry me a little bit. So to kind of hear that he's not supposed to be in their squad because he's ill is kind of a big positive for me. Also, I think who we pick on the wings is going to be important. I'm hoping that Antony's going to be fit, or Sancho's going to be fit to play on the right hand side, because if not, and we end up either playing Bruno out of position on the right, which I don't think we'll do because I don't think Donny starts, or we play Rashford out there or Garnacho out there. I just think playing one of those players out of position won't suit them. Rashford really doesn't look comfortable on the right. Fernandes can do a job there, but again you lose a lot of what Fernandes is good at, and then that means that Donny is most probably start. So for me, I'm hoping one of those guys will be fit. And then obviously we should have Martial as our forward, leading the forward line, and I think he's massive to the way we want to play, so I'll be happy to see if he does start. It will be a big plus for me. So now I'm just going to quickly go into my starting 11, and then I'm going to go into what you guys thought of it when I posted it on Twitter. So in net, I've gone for De Gea. I think Dubravka was good the other day, but I don't think he did enough to oust De Gea from that starting 11. I think He's been superb this season. He deserves to keep his place on merit. And then at right back, obviously we're not going to have Delo because he's suspended, which I only remember today. So that does pose a bit of a problem. Do we play Wan-Bissaka there? For me, I hope not. I don't think he fits or suits the style of play we want to play. So then your only other options are either playing Lindelof out there, and that means Maguire comes into the middle, which I don't want, or you play Malacia, because I have obviously a couple of games we've seen Malacia go out to that right hand side. Obviously he is a little bit all left footed, but Ten Hag likes his wingers to kind of tuck in anyway, so not his wingers, his fullbacks to tuck in anyway, so I kind of don't foresee that being a problem, because then he can pass inside on his strong foot and cut inside and shoot off his strong foot too. So obviously we'll have to see what happens with that, but for me I would go with Malacia, because I think out of the options there he's the most attacking one and the one that will give us the most balance. Then on to right centre back, for me Victor Lindelof. You could argue Maguire starts, but I don't want him to. I just think he's too slow, and he makes the game a lot harder for us if Maguire starts. So for me, Lindelof. He wasn't too bad the other night. He was a little bit. He's been a bit lightweight in the last two games playing against Watkins, but with Mitrovic missing out, I think it'll suit Lindelof tomorrow. Then next to him at left centre back, I've gone for Martinez. What more do I need to say? He's absolutely superb. Love the guy, my favourite player, most probably at the minute. Just love his fighting spirit, so he needs to start for me. Then we move to left back. Left back for me, it has to be Luke Shaw. I think he's been superb of late. Back to being Shawberto Carlos, and I love his overlapping runs. And especially if Rashford's going to play on the left hand side, I think they work together really well. So that's what I want to see. Now we're going to the midfield. In the holding two, well, we don't really play holding two, but in our two deeper line midfield players, I'd go for Casemiro. I think Casemiro's been superb. Obviously he got rested against Aston Villa, only played the last couple of minutes to kind of see the game out. I've been so impressed with Casemiro, and for me he has to start. Then next to him, Eriksen came off the bench for 30 minutes, was absolutely superb. 100% passing accuracy in half an hour, ridiculous. Just kept us ticking over on the forward foot, makes a big difference to the team. So he has to start for me. Into the number 10, I'd go for Bruno. I think, Bruno proved when he came inside against Villa the difference that he makes as a number 10 rather than playing out on the right. He still can do a job on the right, and he can create some, because he did get the assist. But for me, I think that Bruno needs to, be in that number 10 role where he's got all the passing lanes open to him, and he can, hit the passes either side, passes on for an on-rushing Rashford, or passes for possibly Antony out on the right to, get them creating obviously balls over the top for Martial, and the link-up play that he has with Martial. I want to see that. And then on the right-hand side, if he's fit. And I know when he came to the club, he wasn't 100% match fit, but Ten Hag still played him. So I assume if he is fit to at least play, I think we might see him start maybe for 60 minutes, and then Elanga might come on and do a job. That's what I'd prefer to see. I just think Antony gives us so much more balance, and he has a good partnership with Delo, but Delo won't be playing. But obviously he's good at cutting in and letting the fullback come past him, and if Malacia is there, maybe that'll work for them two guys, so we'll have to see. And then moving over to the left hand side, for me, Rashford starts. I know a lot of you guys have said you want Garnacho to start, but I think if Antony's back fit, I would play Rashford and use Garnacho as an impact sub. I think he was superb off the bench half an hour the other day. If we build him up, I don't want to put too much pressure on Garnacho's shoulders. And Rashford's been in really good form anyway. So for me, I would put Rashford on the left hand side. And then that leaves the centre forward. For me, it has to be Martial. He looked a bit leggy after the 60 minutes he got against Villa. But, he's just come back from injury, and he did score. His link-up play is really good. He holds well. You know, he gets us a lot of free kicks, like when we're under pressure. So for me, that's who I would pick. So now that's my starting 11. Now I'm just going to go into some of your guys' thoughts, because I put that out on Twitter, and ask for your guys' thoughts and opinions on the starting 11 in the game. So the first tweet was from @UnitedTO_Crib, and he said, "Heard Antony is back. I bet he'll play for 25 minutes tomorrow. Can't see him starting, to be honest." Which I do kind of understand, but I think Ten Hag's the type of manager that if he thinks you can do a job, he will start you. And I think he did start Antony even when he was lacking match fitness, in his first couple of games. So I'd like to see him start, but we'll see on that. Then the next tweet was from @Saunders_V, and he just said 100%. I think he means 100% agrees with the lineup, which is nice to hear. Then the next tweet is from @TimTom51911580, and he said Malaysia can't use his right foot. Probably see Lindelof at right back and Maguire at centre back, with partnering with a Butcher, in my opinion. Now, for me, like, if we do that, I'll deal with it. But Lindelof, he doesn't really offer much going forward on that right hand side, and also it means we've got the bleeding tugboat, leading Maguire in central defence. I don't particularly like him. I don't think he suits our style of play. I think he'd be better off back at a Leicester, or in a team that's looking to get, top 6, top 8 maximum. I don't think he's a top 4 player. Well, that's just my opinion. I really think he's loved the place in that World Cup squad as well. And then the next tweet was from @City_Zaharadine, and he said, "Good. I'm starting to enjoy seeing Bruno play right wing this day. He missed in a match, and we have so realised what he brings to the team. We are all convinced how important he is. And also, I don't see Antony starting." Yeah, a lot of people saying they don't see Antony starting, and for me, it's just wishful thinking. Obviously, this is the team that I want. Rather than a predictor, I'm going to say it's my preferred 11, but also I hope that I do predict it right and Antony does start, but I would prefer Antony, definitely. And then the next tweet was just from @Muhar00, and he said, "Yeah, I reckon Alanga starts instead of Antony. Assume Delo has 5 yellows." Which, yeah, that's the reason why I've gone for Malaysia. Obviously, in a normal game, Delo would be my starting right back. We haven't got the backup for him, but I'm just going for me, the best option to play there, because I don't think Wan-Bissaka can do it, and I don't think that Lindelof suits the way we want to play either, playing as a right back. I'd much prefer him in the centre back. And then the next tweet was from @SadiSag, and they said, "But will Antony be fit for the game? If not, then a front three of Martial, Rashford and Garnacho without fail." And then he also went on to say, I'd put Rashford on the left, Garnacho on the right, and Martial up top. Now, if that is going to be the front three, I would most probably say you have to put Garnacho on the right, because Rashford just doesn't want to be there. So I'm just not sure whether Garnacho can play on that right hand side. I've never seen him play there, so I couldn't tell you whether he can or not. So obviously I think he's good. He's pretty good with both feet, and he can go past people. So if he plays on the right, I won't have a problem with it. But for me, I'd rather see Antony, just because he gives us so much more balance. And then the last one I've got to read out was a quote tweet from @bald_tactics, and he said, "Love the lineup. Feels like we're getting to a point where our full team almost is available, and we are getting to a point now where, obviously, barring Varane and possibly Antony and Sancho tomorrow, we have got, and now Ronaldo, but we're starting to see where we can put out the team that we want to see as fans. I think we as fans want to see Martial start front, want to see Antony on the right, Rashford on the left, Bruno at 10, because it has been a tough couple of games not being able to put these players out. So, So, cheers to Ball Tactics. I just want to say to you guys, check Ball Tactics out. They've got a website where they put out, you know, previews to the games and reviews to the games and stuff, and articles and stuff on the website. So some of the humour on these stories, what the guys do there is really funny. You know, they get me sometimes, and I just want to tell you guys, check out their stuff. I do like retweet a lot of their things, and I do also like leave my comments on their articles on the website because it's really good stuff. So I'd implore you guys just to do the same because they're doing really good things there. So yeah, that's it from me today, guys. Thanks for watching again. I want to really thank everybody that's watching. I'm like getting now consistently like 60 to 100 views a video, which I'm just glad even one person's watching me, you know, dribble on about United. So I'm really thankful to all you guys. If you're new to watching the channel, do me a favour, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You know, I am learning. I'm just starting out doing this. I think this is like my 13th video, and I'm trying to get better and trying to improve things. So if you've got any advice, you know, anything like that, just drop a message on YouTube or follow me on Twitter. I always leave all my socials in the descriptions on the videos. So you know, I'd love any input from you guys. You know, on Twitter I do put out a lot of polls, try and interact as much as I can. So I've got content for the video. So if you're new to the channel, head on over to Twitter and follow me, and you know, give me your point of view, because it's not just Pete's point of view. I love getting your guys' point of view because, you know, you're all fans too, and that's all I am, is just a fan. So thanks very much for watching, guys.